First opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Denver Broncos taking on the Detroit Lions.
Naimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
Two weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Kill. Hold on a sec. Ready.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Oh, and now some space to operate. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Broncos first down. It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Broncos.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Lions' 45-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. You talk about this Lions defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
Hold on a sec. Ready. Joe.
Now it's Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want to throw body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here's 2nd and 10. Nix looking to throw again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. It's been a 7-play opening drive, and this is 3rd and short.
Bombers.
Here's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Broncos first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chains, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
1-yard gain.
Now they'll audible to something else.
At the 20-yard line.
In motion left, that's Thornton. Throwing Nix. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes a pretty good lift there as he'll wind up getting about 3.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Captain.
Nix to the air. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown.
Touchdown.
A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Broncos are on the board first here this afternoon. Now Cade York for the extra point. And he's got it. 7-0 Broncos.
Makes the score. Broncos 7. Lions nothing. Cade York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
At their own 35-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Like 54.
Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards. On that last run, he's now hit the 6,000-yard mark for rushing yards in his career.
And moves him squarely into the top 100 rushers of all time. In fact, he can boast that he's rushed for over 1,000 yards more than Gale Sayers did in his career. And Gale Sayers was a Hall of Famer in a short career.
Back to throw, it's Levis. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. Pretty move. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? Well, they were setting up the screen, CD, a lot of free runners, and they got there late, and the penalty ensued.
Yeah, somehow it didn't get into their brains that it was a screen, right? Instead of pulling off and chasing the ball downfield, they kept going towards the quarterback and knocked him down way late. That draws the penalty flag each and every time.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Gibbs straight ahead. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Like 54, like 54.
Another run for Gibbs here. And he is going to get stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Like 46, like 46.
Levis to throw it. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Lions respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7.
The game at 7. Fairbairn set to kick off.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Now that should give him a spark. He's across the 40 to the 43.
In a tie game, both sides are looking for something to give them an advantage. It often falls back on special teams. And that return, that could be the spark to untie the game.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Bombers, go. Captain.
To throw is Nix. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 38-yard line.
Kill.
Now a handoff running for the middle. And he is swallowed up right down the line of scrimmage. Here's 3rd and 3.
No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Bombers, go. Captain.
From the gun on 3rd down. Nix. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free. And it brings up 4th down.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, forced the incompletion.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They'll go for it. Here's Nix. That is caught. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
It's a gain of
4th down, no problem. Just a ho-hum pickup of 14 to keep the offense on the field.
A gain of 14. And the Broncos first down.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25.
Bombers. Go.
Nix from the shotgun. And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but the flag comes out for interference.
And now you're set up right on the doorstep of the goal line. 1 yard away changes what your play calls are going to be.
So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
Middle. Hey!
They'll try to run this one in. They will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great effort there. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes the score 14-7.
Lions 7.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And he's across the 40 for the extra yards to the 43. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 43-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football, as they've got it with a 2nd down and 2 coming up.
Army!
Levis sets up to throw here. And that will get the off target and incomplete.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Mike 54. Yeah, Mike 50. 19. He's hot.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
19. Diamond.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
It's a gain of
8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Like 54.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
Like 54. Wheels. 19. Hut. On.
They'll go again with Gibbs. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. It's a gain of 3, and it sets him up with 2nd and just 2 yards to go. The Lions at 0-2 here to begin the season. And listen, they made their share of mistakes in these first 2 games, CD, but talking with them in the days leading up to this one, doesn't seem like they've lost any confidence.
I would agree with that, and what they told us was that they weren't planning on making any drastic changes. They didn't see the need to shake things up. They were going to continue to plow ahead. They felt they had the right guys on the team and in the locker room. But they do have to start winning some games.
It'll be a gain of 2 on the play, but they'll remain a few inches short here with third down looming.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Levis looking to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 39 yards. And the Lions are an extra point away from evening this one up. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
Ties the game at 14. Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go.
Kill.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
At the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back there and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to have the Broncos first down as he'll get this up to about the 42.
First down.
And now they'll shift things around.
At the 42-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Captain.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
The Broncos on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey! Bombers.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Looking long for Thomas. This is caught inside the 15. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Brian Thomas, 57 yards. And the Broncos have broken the tie. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word, if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game, and no signs of slowing down.
New York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone. So this ball will come out to the 30 now.
lacking my breath, so what are we lacking? I could point it down, so much that's around, but I sat around, I can do it now. Don't they send a hammer, put me in the, put me in the ground, turn me into ash, got to carry down. From those who came up before me, I'm here to change up the story. Find me a work in the morning, find me what people I'm on it, man, 'cause death is around every corner.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Levis. And he caught. It's St. Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Hey, come on, come on.
On 1st down, it's Benson. Well, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. They get 17 more on that one and another 1st down.
Not too shabby for his first carry of the game. That's exactly what most teams are looking for. A really good change of pace back.
At the 25-yard line.
All that rapping pay your bills. Yeah, I'm on some rap that's pay my bills.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
49. 49. Hey, let's go. Reload. Reload. Let's go.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8.
Like 5-4. Like 5-4. 18.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And they get him behind the line, so that short gain on 1st down quickly negated. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
49, Mike 49. 18. Go!
And they go play action. Here's Levis. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Bonito. He's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. From the left hash, this will be a 52-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
He's able to get it across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Back to throw. Nix. And he'll be hit as he releases it. And that'll fall incomplete.
Down a fine line when you're setting up a screen. You don't want to throw it too early and have the defense react too quickly. And you definitely don't want to throw it too late. And that way it's not formed perfectly. Got to make sure you hit it just right.
2nd and 10.
Bombers. Oh, what's that? Hey, captain. Away.
Looking to throw. Nix. And this is going to be incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because any incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Oh, what's that? Hey, Joe. Bombers.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The Broncos send out their punter now. Deep to return is Calvin Austin. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Levis back to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on 1st down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Looks like this will be the drive they come up empty after a couple of touchdowns and a field goal on those first 3 drives.
Yeah, but shed no tears for them, okay? So they come up empty on one, but as you noted, they put plenty of points on the board. They don't look close to being done in this one. A lot of adjustments still needing to be made on the defensive side of the field.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Taking on the midfield logo. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
The
danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Almost set. Captain. Hey. Away.
Throwing to start the drive. Nix. And he's got his big tight end here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
Away. Ready. Chill.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Saints back at the 31. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
Ready. 44.
Hands it off out of the gun. They get 5 yards on the run there. Still left staring at a 3rd and about 14. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So here's a 3rd and 14.
Bombers. Captain.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 41. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
190. 18. 29 down. 22 Rita.
Levis. Over the middle, that's to Fannin, his tight end. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
That's good. We're on Lions. First down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Levis to throw off play action. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
By Nick Bonito. A 9-yard loss. It's now 2nd and 19. At the 48-yard line.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now he's getting the ball to start the second half. How about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Working from the gun, here's Levis. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Hey, come on, come on. Here, here. Short.
Gibbs on the toss left. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
They need 18 yards here on third down.
Like 49. 18. Go.
Here's Levis. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. It's picked up, and this is going to be brought back for a Denver touchdown. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
Extra point by York is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback. And they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Hold on, like 90. That 40 left. 18. Here's his head.
Levis out of the shotgun now. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 40-yard line.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And he stopped immediately there. They'll say no gain on the play there. Now it'll be 3rd down. You don't see that a ton, do you? With a cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Mike 54. Yeah, Mike 54. 19.
Now Levis. Open man, the tight end Fannin.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Here we go. Tonight. 19. Set.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go. 19. Hey, let's go. Reload. Let's go.
On the give. Here's Gibbs. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Mike 13. 19. Set. 20 Rita.
Levis from the gun. And this one is incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. Well, Charles, the NFL record is 66 yards. That was 5 shy of that, but only a handful of guys have ever connected from 61 or deeper, and he can add his name to the list.
Yeah, more and more guys are trying it. That doesn't mean the success rate has gone up. That is a long kick. Guaranteed, when he turns on his phone after the game, a ton of congratulatory texts will be awaiting him.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best of the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Nix. Incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Captain. Joe. Olay.
To throw, here's Nix. Pass right side, caught by Thornton. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33.
An 8-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Bombers. Captain. Joe. Olay. Bombers.
They're going. It's Nix. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10. Down at the 31. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Captain. Joe.
Nix to the air. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. 25 yards that time.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Let's give this defense some credit now. They let the guys get downfield. But when push came to shove, they stood their ground. And now they'll likely force a field goal attempt.
York able to send this one through. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Cade York to kick off.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Back to throw, it's Levis. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. Still on his feet. And finally wrestled down at the 8-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Diamond, straight on the ball.
They'll run with Gibbs. Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And he takes this one in for Lions touchdown.
This feels like something we'd see more commonly, CD, in a college game. They give it to the receiver down here in the red zone, but it winds up successful.
Yeah, partner, I think you'd think it's less likely to find running space to the edge down here close to the end zone where things are so condensed. But a lot of times you end up focusing on the running backs, and they're able to slip it to the receiver, and it resulted in a touchdown.
So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Levis will try to throw for the 2. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it.
Keeps the score. Broncos 31. Lions 26. Kaimi Fairbairn set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize, like going to the county fair. You don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf, dude. That's bottom shelf material. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Hold on a second. Ready. Captain. Chill.
Now it's Nix. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St. Just. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. this game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
Well, it's my kind of game. You know that.
That's
Anytime
right.
we have a
That's
defensive battle, but that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play, and the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion.
The Lions will set up for the two-point conversion.
Let's go. Reload. Reload. Let's go.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they up their lead to 3.
Set to kick off.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they have to try and move past that pick six because now they're dealing with a fourth-quarter deficit. And they need this drive to end in points. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield.
First down. A gain of 15. First down, Denver.
Kill.
Right back to him on first down. Yeah, boy, and it's tough to bring him down that time. He surges forward. He's going to get a full 6 out of that. Second down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and 4 at the 44-yard line.
Go. 37.
And movement by one of the Broncos up front, and in comes the flag. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9.
Hold on a second. Bombers, ready. Ready, hut. Away.
Throwing Nix. Hit as he throws there, incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on third down. To throw is Nix. And that's incomplete.
And the coverage we just saw him break out on third down. Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Captain. Joe.
They'll go for it. Here's Nix. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Sheds off the tackle. And he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Mike 5-4.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
From the 43, here's 2nd down and 7.
Mike 5-4. 3 down. 18. Here's the tight.
Levis sets up to throw here. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
So many things have to go right for any passing play to work out. Quarterback has to understand the defense, deliver an accurate ball. Receiver has to concentrate and bring it in. Somewhere along the assembly line, something was off with that one.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 7.
Levis to throw it.
Quick catch, complete. It's Wilson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now,
as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23.
A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 23-yard line.
Bombers.
Nix from the shotgun.
And he's got his big wide receiver complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a 2-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Nix.
He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
The offense is going to stay out there. They've converted twice, failed once so far on fourth down. Let's see what's in store here. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Benjamin St-Juste. Second straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to unnerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one? Or does he find a way to pull it together and become sharp again?
Handoff out to Gibbs. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs.
Partner, so much for situational football, because that's the absolute last thing you want to do when you're protecting the lead in the fourth quarter. Not only do you lose yardage, but you find a way to go out of bounds and stop the clock.
Now third down and 7. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. An encroachment penalty here, maybe just a mental lapse, partner.
Sometimes you have to just watch the football. Make sure it's snapped before you're jumping.
Here comes third down and 7.
Right 5-4. On.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. Levis looking to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th. Well, those two have hooked up for a touchdown once already in this game. That time, unable to find the completion.
Yeah, it just appeared they wanted to get him out into open space and try and get him the football. As you mentioned, unable to connect.
So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that will double their lead as it's up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now, because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And that last turnover could have proven more costly, but their defense only gave up 3. But now answering with a field goal doesn't do them much on this drive. They need to try and find the end zone. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
I think we were both wondering if we were going to see them try and push it deep downfield, facing a one-possession deficit late, and they certainly didn't disappoint. They gave it an effort.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. His second catch, and this one not nearly as electrifying as his first. And it'll bring up 3rd down now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. This will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll get this out to about the 40. They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Captain. Bombers. Away.
Back to throw. Nix. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. And they'll send the slot in motion left.
Bombers.
They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Operating from the gun, here's Nix. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Dante Thornton with an amazing diving catch. And the Broncos are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter.
37. Gabe York to kick off.
ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. They'll start this drive out on the ground. We'll get this to about the 38.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
49, Mike 49. 3 down. Clear, inside.
Now a toss play to Gibbs.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Now a whistle and a timeout defensively. Trying to stop it, and they do with 2 seconds to go prior to the 2-minute warning. Here now, 3rd down.
Mike 5-4. Odd. Here's inside.
Levis back to throw. Going underneath. Gibbs has it.
And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage.
Less than 2 minutes to play. Down to the wire we go in a 1-point game. Well, the defense circling now. 4th down and 7.
Mike 54. 19. Here's inside.
Desperation time now. Here's Levis. And he is caught. He's got room at the 30. And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down.
Oh, man, they are living on the razor's edge. If this is incomplete, this game's over. Instead, it's a huge pickup. And I think the win percentage calculator is going to have to work overtime here because this game has really had some swings.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
0. 19. Hey, let's go. Reload. Let's go.
And Gibbs has it.
And he'll find his way down right around the 12.
Well, he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Second down, 8 yards to go.
454, Mike 54. 19. Here's inside. Tracy.
Levis, he'll look to throw it. Over the middle, that's to Fannin, his tight end. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Now 1st and goal.
Right 90, right 90. And 18. And set.
Benson is in for a Lions touchdown. What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
Throwing now, here's Levis.
And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead.
Broncos 38. Fairbairn is set to kick off.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position.
At their own 36-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Almost set. Ready. My name is Captain, 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 Captain. Away, away, away. Away, away. Bombers, bombers, bombers.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Well, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
He's back to throw. That is incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions now 3rd and 10. And first things first, before you think about marching the ball down the field, you got to move the chains.
You're exactly right. Got to get back into focus here. Get the first down. That's what's vital to them.
The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is 3rd down.
Captain, Captain. Away, away, away. Away, away. Bombers, bombers, bombers. Chill.
Back to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's the downside of taking these big shots, because they're definitely lower percentage plays. And now you look up, and it's 4th down. So not only do you have to worry about getting big yardage, you also need to just keep the game alive.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down. They're going. It's Nix. He'll try to do it himself.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position.
Inside.
Levis takes a knee here, and that should just about do it. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and it took a big fourth quarter to do it, but they were able to get the job done, and that's the bottom line.
No doubt about it, and let's face it, they had to be more than nervous in the fourth quarter, but a lot of that was their own doing. I think you observed during the game, their energy level just didn't seem to be there. But in the fourth quarter, somehow they dug deep and found that extra bit, right, that reserve tank. They hauled it out. Offense scored some points, defense held them, and lo and behold, they walk away with a win. Maybe expend a little more energy than they expected to, but they'll take it.
So for the Lions, they're into the win column now as they move to 1-2 on the young season. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they will fall to a similar mark at 1-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.